Okay, final project. It's very tricky. We have too much time this week due to some training I have to do. Um, I was pretty much able to finish and going so many on time. My apparently the entire neighbor in this island lost the internet today, and uh, yeah, it's like 1:10 in the morning here, and finally we got it, and I was able to record this and kind of finish what I started. But anyway, so the final project, we have uh, the requirements here. So there's just configure the components. I guess I just kind of uh, tell you what to do. Okay, so it says you basically have two computer options. You have to pick. One is an Intel base and the other one is an AMD base. They both have a basic price and basic like um, components. They have different prices, and then the program is designed to make people choose uh, updates for like memory, actually the processors, memory, RAM, and GPUs, um, like operation system, like applications. And then the program should calculate a price, get some taxes, shipping, uh, and then calculate all the totals. Okay, and you have an order button, a calculate price button, and an exit button, and a refresh button, basically to restart. So, well, uh, so to create the app, I did a bunch of panels to kind of put like this stuff together. I tried first with 3 panels, it didn't work out. I had to create more through the end to kind of make it looks a little better. But yeah, basically I create a panel for the buttons, a panel for the combo boxes, the processor options, then panel. This one was going to be for all the components, but then I had to create new ones for the radio buttons, for the checkboxes, and I create one to display an image, and I will show you that how it works. So for like the options that are common between the two systems, I create combo boxes. It was explicit that you need radio buttons for the operating system and checkboxes for the apps. So these are like the combo boxes I create for the processors, the memory, the hard drive, and then radio buttons for the operator system and the checkboxes for the application packages. And then text fields for display prices. And then again like buttons for the buttons. Okay, so create a window. I call it build your PC. It's just random. Set a size. You just set this size because it make it looks a little better too. This is the close option, and then basically I build all the panels here and add them to the window, and then make it make a layout to organize it a little bit, and then set it true for visible. So this was the build. I built a panel to create an image, which is gonna be display. Depends of when you select if it's an Intel or like AMD is gonna show an Intel picture and an AMD Razer picture. The processor panel, this one is just gonna hold combo boxes for the processor. So one is the CPU, which you decide if it's an Intel or AMD, and then the other one will display the Intel options and the AMD options. and this is just to name the combo boxes, the labels, processor tab, Intel, AMD processors. Then create the boxes, create the listeners, and add them to that panel. For the build, this one is the checkboxes. They're a little in disorder because I created after, like I had to modify it through I was building it, but this one is the checkboxes. So basically, it's gonna be the application packs, and then it's just a checkbox for like one for the office student, one for the office business, one for the accounting package, one for the graphic packs, and then this is just added to the panel. The radio button panels, kind of the same. This one is for the radio button for the Windows. I create like keyboard events for it just to uh, have an extra option. And then okay, Windows Pro and Linux, and then of course they have the radio listeners here attached to it, so I will display that later. And this is how you add, you group them and then display, like add it to the panel. Then the component panel, it has like the majority of combo boxes. So one is for like the memory, one is for the hard drive, one is for the optical drive, and the GPUs, the graphic cards. I created with, well, yeah. Then labels for the memory card, like basically it's gonna label the combo boxes. Then I create the combo boxes, attach a combo listener, and then add them to the panel. The build, this is the bottom panel. Has labels for every button, and then it has text fields to display it. These are no editable text fields, so you cannot write on it. You just display, and then let's make that set editable false. Then they initiate it as 0. It's gonna change through the program. And here is when you create the buttons: reset order, calculate price, and exit. And here I give every button an actual listener. So clear, order, calculate, exit. And then I add the buttons and the labels. Okay, and then the first thing I created was the total price, which is basically every time you select something, it's gonna kind of give you a value, and at the end it will be added. If you add all of them, it will give you the total cost. So that's pretty much just a method to make everything faster. Combo listener one is how the exercise specified you need to separate. If you select the Intel option, then the AMD should not be available. And I did it with the combo box. So I use this combo listener for the processor combo box, which is gonna have two cases. Basically, the two options are Intel and AMD, and if basically you select Intel, which is here, like so, if you get selected that match Intel, which is what it is, so it will get the box for AMD. It will basically enable it, and then it will enable the Intel box, because if you don't do it later on, if you enable the other one, it might stay enable. So enable, I mean, and then it will set the initial price, which is the standard price, and then this one is it set the image, setting the image label in that panel. And this, I was having trouble displaying it, but then I found on internet that if you validate it, I get the validated method just does something through the image to make a display. I have the images on the source package, but it didn't work just by name, so I just find the. So it might not work if you run it, but basically this is my uh, address for the images to make it work. And then the same with AMD. Basically, you set the price and set the AMD images. And then all the listeners, whatever they do, they reset the total price because they set it. They set a price. Actually, the price, not the total price yet. Then all the combo boxes and radio buttons are attached to a combo listener tool, which basically depends on what you set. If you have the Intel options, they will give you one cost for whatever you choose. You get the AMD would be the same, and basically the memory box. So depends on which one you choose. You will set a value in this custom, which is the same for that particular box, and or it will be the. So it's for the boxes is the same for the for every box is the same. So cost 5%, and then again because you're resetting the price, the listener needs to put it in action. Then this is for the radio button listeners. So basically, if you select one, that is the initial one, the Windows 8.1, which is no cost, and then 8.1 Pro, and then the Linux. So it will set a value and a price, and again, it will reset the price. This is for the checkbox. So every checkbox has their own listener, which is basically you check it, you add a value to one of the costs, and then you reset the price. And all of them are different, but basically they work the same way. So yeah, that's all the accounting, graphics, and the operating system business and the student one. And then the exit button listener is for exit the program. The clear button listener. So the way I did it, basically I just kind of draw the program and restart it. It was like the easiest way I found it. You can notice a little bit when it changed, but it does the job. It basically does what it requires. It reset the thing. The calculate button listener. So this one takes set these variables for tax, for shipment, and the total cost, and basically yeah, so use the total price method that I explained earlier to get this first value, and then from there you just calculate the other ones, and then I set in a string to display in the text boxes, and then the button listener, like it says, displays a message when it asks. So the way I did it is an Intel, it will just tell you like you're about to order an Intel based computer, and it will tell you the price. And then it will give you option if you want to order or if you want to just go back. Then it's the same if you have the AMD, basically will say it will be an AMD. And then this is like the main method, with basically just paint everything. Okay, that was kind of what I did, and now I'm running out of time. Bye. Oh man, here is the app. Okay, so